a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy.
Well, happy Sunday, folks. Here we are back at Sty Shack Sunday. And this is kind of a special Sunday because you folks out there are going to get a reveal of what's under that big old bushy beard of Sty's that he carried with him for 8 years. For 8 years. It's hard to believe. I removed the beard, what was left of it, last Monday. So it's been 7 days that I've gone without a beard. And I didn't want to shock you all by the current Sty being the first thing you see pop up on the screen. I just wanted to throw this up just so that you can kind of reminisce and remember when Sty had that big old bushy beard, those days. So the 8 years that I've been running my channel, that's all you've ever known is a Sty with a big old beard. Well, guess what, folks? That beard is history. Those 8 years now are just history. And now you get to get a look at Sty, in a sense, naked. But only in the face. Only naked in the face. So here you go, guys. This is the new Sty for whatever time I got left. There I am. There you are, guys. There's Sty without a beard. I have not gone without a beard for about 10 years. In fact, I think it's a little more than 10 now. I was so happy when I was getting to my retirement age. And I got out of business, got out of flying a desk. Instantaneous. I mean, the minute I said, no, I'm not going to be the businessman anymore. I'm going to take the rest of my life and enjoy my life and enjoy the outdoors and be whatever I want to be. With that, no razor touched my face after that. And it developed into one hell of a beard, you got to admit. I had stages where that old beard was way down here. It was big. It was big. Had one spell in 2016 where I went through open heart surgery, and they had to cut a big patch out because they didn't want any hair near them accessing a jugular vein. It's on this side they accessed. I came out of that, and it was 3 days after I came out of surgery. I saw myself in the mirror, and those nurses in the whole ward, big old heart ward, could hear me cussing back in my room. They come in and they go, "Oh Lord, he's in the bathroom. Oh no." Well, that was my first trip to the restroom while I was in the hospital for that. First thing I did was look in the mirror, and then the foul language came out. They butchered my beard. They left most of it intact, but they cut this big patch out of it. So I trimmed the beard all down short, not terribly short, but quite short for me. And that's the shortest it ever had been for that 10, 12 years. And it grew back just nicely, I was okay with it. I got through that. This, on the other hand, has been somewhat of a struggle because I have lived with it long enough now that I do not recognize myself. I explained it to one of my palliative nurses that it was like amputating my hand, cut my hand off. And she goes, "Seriously?" I go, "It's been there for so long, it didn't feel like hair anymore. It felt like a body part. So it was like amputating a body part, cut a foot off, cut a hand off." That was the same emotional kind of effect it had for me to buzz it completely off last Monday. But look, I survived it, right? Yeah, shaving your beard isn't a death sentence. I already got one of those. What was it going to do? Kill me? No. So here I am. It's the same old Sty, just a new look. That's all. I got to shout out all these folks out in the chat. It is so awesome. Lori popped in real early before the show saying hello, Sty. Lori, I hope you're out there. Love you, girl. Thank you so much. Alexander with Old Country Homesteading. He's just shouting out, "Hey, Sty." Great to see you, Alexander. And then it's faithful with this guy. Metal Music. Gotta jump in there and say grilled burgers today and fridge cold beverages. Sounds like a plan to me. The sun is out, warm temps. We got a beautiful day going on here too. Not used to that. And then he followed that up with, or I might just get a frozen pizza and grill it. Nothing wrong with that either. Oh, and there's Roy and Becky. Awesome. Howdy. Good to see you. Thank you, Metal Music. Saying, looking good, man. Well, yeah, Roy and Becky saying the same. Marine Mom, great to see you, girl. Great to see you. Marine Mom. Actually, Marine Mom, until she started following my channel here just in the near past, I don't believe Marine Mom ever saw me without a beard. Or with a beard. I take that back. With a beard. because back when we knew each other personally and we saw each other, well, I was flying a desk. I was in business, so I had no beard at the time. So it was probably a shock for her to see me with a full beard and then now shock her again and buzz it off, right? Dr. Smith, great to see you, bud. Looks good. I'm glad you feel like that. That's, yeah. Yeah. Dr. Smith says now you can be a vacuum cleaner salesman. Oh, never thought of that. Never thought of that. Some of the updates I'm going to give you here shortly, you'll say, yeah, stay away from the door-to-door salesman stuff. And there's Native Kutsa. Oh, sweetie. Hey, you handsome. Well, we won't go there. Depression is real. Great to see you. Yeah, saying the same. You guys don't need to do that. Freeman James, there's my brother. He's in the house. This isn't a shock to him. Freeman James and I go back about, oh shit, I don't know, 40 years. So he's seen me with and without beards all through my life. So for him, yeah, Sty, you've been there before. But I was young when I took my beards off in the past. So nothing's a shock to him when it comes to me. You know, he knows me too well. There's our buddy Ewace Mike. It's great. Hey, sexy, looks good, my friend. Yeah. He'll flirt with anybody. Yeah, as long as they're on two legs and they're still breathing. Yeah, he will. Dr. Smith says you look like $1 million. Well, it'd take $1 million nowadays to change my looks. So I guess it's worth $1 million. Joey, great to see you. Awesome. Joe W. Life Adventures. Another. You folks are all so good. You're all so good. Roy and Becky watching and listening while working on the RV roof. That's one thing. If you're living the RV life, a lot of people, they just picture it as, oh yeah, you just pull your trailer somewhere, set it up, all is good. Oh hell no. An RV actually consistently needs maintenance more than a lot of homes. I mean, you put a 25-year roof on your house, you don't even have to think about it for the next 20. You put some good grade siding on your house, you never have to think about it until you're ready to die. For the rest of your life, it's going to last you. And you buy a good furnace and all the mechanics of the home, and they last you 25, 30, 40 years. In an RV, those things need to be maintained constantly. So when he says he's out there working on the RV roof, I know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, you're darn right. Darn right. Oh, look at this. I've known you like the Piggly Wiggly near Weston. I miss Piggly Wiggly. We haven't got any in our region, in our whole region at all anymore. But growing up, I mean, all the way from the 1950s straight up until it would be the mid-70s, we had our small town Piggly Wiggly store. And yeah, we knew that store inside and out. I miss the Piggly Wiggly. Yeah. Yeah. and looking forward to a move. Yeah, the continuous, constant upkeep and maintenance of living. The RV life is tough. I mean, it is. It is. It's not. It's not for the weak of heart. I tell you. I tell you, it's not for the weak of heart. Well, this week, here's your update. Oh, I don't have anybody in the basement to come hang out with me, so I'll just rattle on to you guys. This week, been a very interesting week. Well, I find out, like on Saturday, a week ago yesterday, that Running Water is going to come home on Tuesday. I thought, whoa, that's okay. That works good. Because I got my chemo on Monday. Then I can go pick them up on Tuesday and bring them to the house. Yeah, that'll work out good. So, kind of had some plans in place, while Running Water's at home, we'll get a couple of things done, that where it takes him to help do it, because I can't do it myself. Well, so Monday I go for my chemotherapy. Them buggers, I had my walking stick. I use it a lot now. I'm using that walking stick when I'm out and about all the time. And I'm still having a lot of pain issues in my shoulder. So, yeah, I need that walk. And I'm unstable on my feet. I become very unstable. Good 1 minute, bad the next, So I have a tendency to sway and swerve, maybe even stumble a little, It's like my brain isn't connected to my legs like it should be. Well, so I'm getting hounded the week before. My palliative nurse, my primary doctor, my cancer doctor. I'm getting pummeled by these guys. Sty, why don't you have a handicap placard to hang from your mirror in your truck so you can park near the entrance of places you go to? I said, that's for people that really, really have a hard time. And not to put it softly, they came right out and said, that's bullshit. They said, you need it, man. I said, no, you kiss my ass. I used to be able to hike 18 to 20 miles a day. I should be able to walk a couple hundred feet to the grocery store, for crying out loud. They said you should be able to, but the odds right now are you can't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't even put yourself through the misery. So I caved in. I had to cave in because my primary doctor says she cut off her exam and said, I'll be right back. She leaves the room. It's about 5 minutes later, she comes back in. She's got a sheet of paper. It's all filled out. All I got to do is sign and put my driver's license number in. She wouldn't even let me put my driver's license. Just show me your license. I give her my license. She writes it in for me. All you got to do is put your X on the spot, and it's all done. You'll have your handicap sticker in 6 to 12 days, 6 to 14 days. Take that back, 6 to 14 days. I haven't gotten it yet, but it should be in the mail the next couple of days here. So I'm getting a handicap placard. Will I use it? I don't know. Part of it's a pride thing, part of it's a pride thing. But part of it is, how do I feel today? Do I feel well enough to walk in there without taking a handicap spot? Leave those for the folks that really need it. And that just pisses them off. What do you mean? You're one of those people. I said, no, not always. No. Well, so I got the handicap placard. Well, I've been getting a little more unstable here once in a while. Night before last, I was going to head up to bed. I was dozing off, sitting on the couch with running water. He's playing PlayStation. I'm dozing off. And I said, that's it. I got to go to bed, man. I said, I'll see you later. Felt good. Got up off the couch, nose dived right across the room, and I managed, we got a table across the room, probably about 6-8 feet from where I'm sitting. I managed to grab that with both hands before I hit. If I had issues with my arms and hands, I would have face planted right into that table. I stood up, and my right leg, none of the muscles worked, and my right leg bent backwards, so it felt like I blew my knee out, and I just nosedived. So that was bad. That was a good indicator that yeah, I am having issues. I am having some issues. Well, so I kind of complained about these issues to my cancer doctor. They got a hold of my palliative nurse and this resource person, and they said, Sty, you need a walker. That's what you need. A walker if you're going long distances, and a cane for when you're going short distances. So I don't need no dang walker. They said, we know you too well. You're going to try to hike into some of these places, and you shouldn't hike in with just your hiking stick. But you can get into them with a walker. I said, well, I suppose if the walker is good enough to go kind of off-road with, And they said, oh, yeah, they got them. Well, that was all fine and dandy. So I talked to this resource person about what's it take to get a walker that I can take off trail in that. She said, fair amount of money. I go, so none of it's covered by Medicare. Oh, yeah, you can get a walker through Medicare, but it's one of the old aluminum lightweight walker that you put the tennis balls on so it'll slide on the floor. She said, you ain't going to like it. And you really can only use it around the house and maybe up and down the sidewalk a little bit. But it's not made for any trails or anything like that. It doesn't have wheels on it or anything. It's the old two-handed cane is what it is. I said, well, shit. Those things are only like $40. And that's all they'll let you get? And she said, yeah. I said, if I can get one that meets my needs, but it's more expensive, will they pay a portion of it? Nope, they won't pay a penny. You got to get one of the cheapies or you ain't getting it. Okay. So I looked and did some research, and the one I found that I truly want is $250. $250. But it's sweet. Definitely made for going down trails. I mean, watching videos of people getting them and putting them to work. They're out on beaches. They're going down unimproved trails like you see in my background here. Those kind of trails. They're zipping up and down them with that walker. And it's because it's got front wheels are 12 inches. Back wheels are 8 inches. Go up and around and up and down over rocky roots, all kinds of debris in the trail. No problem. But it's $250. And I put that on my wish list. I need to get one of them. That's what I need. And it can be used anywhere. I could use it at Walmart for crying out loud. But it's $250. So anyway, that was just something that's sitting on my mind. Yeah, I'll have to save for that. Then running water, he got me tires for my truck. 4 brand new, sweet, brand new tires for my truck. Awesome Coopers. They're like an all-terrain tire. Excellent tread on. He had gotten a set for his truck, and I drove his truck all winter. That sucker never got stuck once. I mean, there were a lot of times I'd never even put it in 4-wheel drive, and it's nasty weather. Just driving around 2-wheel drive. Traction was awesome. So I told him, I said, see what the price for my truck would be for those tires, because mine are 18-inch tires. He looked it up. We figured it out. And he said, we'll take care of you. He says, you do this and this for the tires. I'll do the rest. So I did. He ordered them. They're in the back of his truck right now. So we go out the other day. Beautiful day. A couple days ago. Just beautiful out. And we go out. I got a brand new battery for my riding lawnmower. Put it in the riding lawnmower, and that bugger will not start. Turns over like $1,000,000. Won't fire. So now I gotta sit and start at the plugs and work my way back until I can figure out what in the heck is going on that thing won't fire. Nightmare. Pain in the ass. Well, God knows what that's going to cost me now in parts, right? Well, then my truck had sat basically through the winter, but I was going out there at least once a month, fire it up, let it run for 45 minutes, get all the fluids moving through it, keep it in running shape for this spring. Well, that's why I got new tires. Is it had a couple of bum tires on it. We got the one that was totally flat, and we aired up the tire, threw the battery charger on it, because a few weeks ago I went out there to fire it up because it had been almost a month. Battery's completely dead. I mean, bone dry dead. Threw a charger on it. Once the charger started running, we could hear something running in the truck. I thought, what the heck is that? I mean, I got the keys in my pocket. Everything's shut off. There's no way anything should be running. We narrowed it down. It's running the fuel pump in my truck. It's running the fuel pump. Well, I thought, okay, we'll leave the charger on it, get the battery topped off, start the truck up. I'll figure something out, I won't be able to work on the fuel pump because it's on top of the damn gas tank up underneath the truck. There's no way I can get up that I can do that work anymore. Well, so thinking through the whole process, came down to there's all kinds of things that could be wrong. The fuel pump could be bad, but the odds are it's a module somewhere in the system. Could be the ignition module, it could be a fuel control module. There's all these different modules that have to do with the fuel. So we got to try to narrow down which one is screwed up, if it's a module. That I can probably do by myself. before running water goes back out on the road, we're going to throw the analyzer on the truck and see what kind of codes come up. That maybe something related to fuel will pop up and tell me this is what's wrong. I'll go get that part, pop it in there, and that might solve the problem. But right now, I can't charge the damn battery because that pump is drawing the juice faster than the battery charger can put it in. So the pump is running, but the battery won't take a charge. So that's a nightmare. And looking at it, if it is the fuel pump itself, I'm looking at $300. Wow. You take the 300 and the 250 for the walker, yeah, I'm at 550, right? Well, it costs about 150 to get the tires mounted and put on the truck. So you got to add another 150 to that. That bumps it up to $700. I don't know what the parts for the lawnmower will come to. Then I find that one of the trailer tires is flat. Well, now wait a minute. I already had a flat and I put the spare on it. And those are brand new tires. They only got about 500 miles, less than 1,000 for sure. And both of those new tires are flat. And both of them have the exact same problem. Bad valve stems. Got to have a pull off. They got to pull the tire off and put new valve stems in. Get them seated and sealed properly. Well, that's $25 a piece. Now I'm at $750. Son of a bitch. I mean, there's just no end. There's no end. It's like everything is trying to stop me from enjoying my last days. I mean, let's keep them stuck at home, Let's not let them travel. Let's not let him be able to just jump in his truck and take off for 4 hours, enjoy himself. And Justin, he says he had the same thing on his mower, ended up being the fuel pump. I thought that's the first thing I thought. And no, it's getting fuel. It's getting fuel. We checked, didn't it? It's getting fuel. And in fact, I cranked it over so much you're starting to smell the fuel coming out the exhaust. So right away, I'm checking the oil, make sure I'm not getting a bunch of wash from the gas down in my crankcase of my motor. So dang it, I was hoping it would be just the fuel pump, but no, doggone it. Yeah, Justin, and you're absolutely right. When it rains, it pours. It pours constantly. That's the way things have been lately. So anyway, I was telling you about last Monday. These things I found out after running waters home, right? Last Monday, I go for my chemotherapy. They would not. I walked in there with my hiking stick. I must have been swaying or staggering or something. And they noticed it. Because I checked in, everything's cool. They give me my wristband so they could scan you every time they touch you, I go sit in the lobby waiting for my appointment. And the first thing they do is come and take me to the lab, and they put basically an IV line into my port that I got in my chest. Then they put you back in the lobby, and you wait around 10, 15 minutes. Then they come and tell you, yeah, doctor will see you. They bring you back to an exam room. Doctor sees you. After that, then you have time for your infusion, for your chemo, and they take you from there into the infusion center. Normal routine, just like clockwork. not last Monday. They come out and they said, time for your labs. I said, okay. Everything's normal, right? Going like it always does. I didn't even get halfway across that waiting room. And she goes, stop. I'd prefer if you sat down. I go, why? She goes, no, you're not walking back to the labs. I'll be right back. And I went back and sat down. What the hell is going on? Here she comes with a damn wheelchair. I have to say, it's pretty comfortable wheelchairs they got there. They're kind of space agey looking, you know. And she says, You're riding today, you ain't walking. I said I can walk to the labs. I can walk back to the exam rooms in the infusion center. Ain't no big deal. Nope, you know what? They would not let me walk anywhere in there. So they plopped my butt in a dang wheelchair. Pissed me right off. So they're pushing me around, and they found out real quick I did not like being babied, you know. I can get there. Yeah, I stagger and sway a little bit. Just don't walk so close to my side that if I sway a little that I bump you. Otherwise, I can get there. No, you're riding in the chair. They get me after the labs. They get me in that exam room. And she said, here, I need you to get out of the chair so that we can weigh you. Okay. So I get out of the chair and I'm standing on the scale. They get my weight. I step off the scale and I look at her, and she stepped ahead of me and she's writing down what the scale says. I made a beeline right for one of the comfy chairs in the exam room, sat myself down. She turns around, she goes, what are you doing there? You should have stayed in that wheelchair. I said I was out of it already. So I figured I'm free bird, you know, I can do what I want. Oh, no. Oh, no. So after I saw the doctor, oh, no, 2 nurses came in to make damn sure I put my butt in their wheelchair. I don't like it. I don't like being wheeled around if I can do it myself. And they said, no, you shouldn't have to struggle walking around. We'll give you a ride. Well, seeing the doctor says, we got an issue. You're retaining fluids. Well, they worry about that mostly because of my heart. They don't want me to retain fluids around my heart. And he says, so we're going to put you on a diuretic, you know. I call them piss pills, you know. You just take them and you piss like a jackrabbit for 6 hours. And he says, so we're putting you on those. Plus, the nurses right now are setting it up that you will be getting an MRI done today. They said, well, I wasn't supposed to get a scan until next week, you know, the end of next week. And he goes, no, I'm not worried about that scan right now. That scan will still be done, but I want an MRI. Well, I found out when I got to the radiology, I had to sit there for an hour and 45 minutes because they were squeezing me in. Doctor's orders, it's got to be done today. Well, when they squeezed me in, the x-ray technician made sure I didn't have any metal or anything on me. And I said, I suppose I got to take my glasses off. He says, actually, no, because we're x-raying from your eyebrows back to your ears, kind of at a 45-degree angle, because we're just x-raying your brain. You say, what? Yeah, they're going to x-ray my brain. So they did the MRI. I got to the back. Of course, they wheeled me up there. That is quite a long walk, but I could have done it. I mean, for crying out loud, the clinic is attached to the hospital. Hospitals where radiology is. that whole trip up there. Walking rails, handrails on all the walls, everywhere in that place. Hell, I could have had a hiking stick in one hand and another hand on that rail, and you wouldn't even know if I was swerving or weaving, and they wouldn't let me. They gotta give me a ride, right? Oh yeah, Metal Music saying the MRI I think is the weird one. Sounds like a giant 10-foot fax machine. To me, it sounded like World War II. Boom, 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 like stinking bombs going off. Boom, boom, and then all of a sudden it'll go brrr. But it's long stretches. And they put these headphones on, and I told them, I said, play some classic rock. So they did. They put classic rock on for me. And I told them, they x-rayed me for about 15 minutes, and I stopped. Is everything okay? Can you handle it? We got another half hour of this. I said, everything is cool, but can you crank that music up to help stop that boom boom and shit? He said it's already cranked at full volume. Oh no. It's that loud. He said you can't come in this room without ear protection. Even if you're not getting the x-ray, you come into that room without ear protection. He said it will damage your ears. It is so loud. He said this room, everybody stays clear while we're running the MRI. It's so loud. The lawn dog's giving me a bunch of advice about the fuel pump on the truck. Whatever's going on, it's not telling the fuel pump to shut down when the truck is shut down. And now that it's gone completely dead, there's an awful lot of modules that actually lose their memory. Your fuel efficiency goes to shit for a short while, might run rough, and that until the truck relearns all the systems that have to run. So that's it. We're going to take a look and see if it's a relay to the fuel pump. Tapping on the relay. It's like the old solenoids in a Ford that were mounted on the fender well. Truck won't start. It just goes da-da-da, da-da-da. Go out there and rap on that solenoid a couple of times. Fires right up. And it gets to the point where you got to rap on it for a half an hour to get it to start. Go spend the $15-20 and buy a stinking solenoid, put it in there. Get over it, right? Oh, Rebecca Felter's in the house. And Lawn Dog, I missed you, man. Thank you, brother, for showing up. And MT Woods Runner. There's Woods. Who are you? And what did you do to Sty? Sty hasn't gone anywhere. There he is. It's still his show. Still his show, brother. Yeah. I'm the same old Sty. Just not the same old look, right? That's right. I haven't looked yet, Lawn Dog, but I've got the whole fuse box and all the relays, everything. The maps of what's where. I got them all printed out, and I actually went in the truck and made sure that everything was right compared to the truck itself. Because I've had that happen before. I print off a fuse box, destination schedule of what fuse is for what, and then you go out and you look at the vehicle itself, and nope, doesn't match. Son of a gun. But it's the same vehicle. Hey there, Rebecca. Rebecca Felter's in the house. Great to see you. Awesome. Thanks for saying it looks nice. I'm not used to it yet. Yeah, it's going to take a while for me to get used to not having a beard. I'm getting so, after a week now, I'm getting so I'm not doing this all the time. You know, I used to always be pulling it, fluffing it. But I mean, I tell you, Monday, day after last Sunday's stream, I woke up Monday morning and all I did was run my fingers through the beard on both sides, and both hands were just full of beard hairs. Scared the crap out of me. Sat on the side of my bed. I got a wastebasket there, and I combed out my beard. Then I went in the bathroom and looked, and you could see right through the beard as if it wasn't there. But what you could see was it was shabby and uneven, and it really looked so bad. I said, I can't. Even though I don't want to see myself without a beard, I can't let other people have to put up with that nasty looking thing. And so out came the clippers, buzzed it all off, shaved. Now, it's been 7 days. I don't even have 2 o'clock shadow yet. That's how slow it's growing back. It is. I can feel it. It's a little bit fuzzy in a couple spots. It wants to grow back. But then I can also feel like right down around here and my chin, all of this, I don't feel anything growing. So if I grew it back, there'd be big bald spots. So, yeah. David Jones, great to see you. Just a quick hello, he says. It's great to see you, though. Awesome. Little music saying, I feel you, Sty. When I shaved off the beard, I walked outside. I felt something strange. I looked around, come to realize it was the wind. Yeah. No shit. Well, and that's the thing now is I make sure I have a couple of napkins instead of just one. I didn't realize how much my beard was actually catching, you know. You shower in the morning, you wash your beard, and you don't realize by the next time you shower, you got 10% of what you've eaten in the last 24 hours is in your beard. And I notice I get a lot more crumbs on my shirt if I'm eating something. It's like, where the hell are all these crumbs coming from? Oh, my beard used to catch that shit. Yeah. Let's not go down that trail, right? Let's not go down that trail. So I had a lot of things going on. But when I got back, the doctor said the MRI of my brain, he said, we don't see anything at all unusual. He said, he said, I'm happy with it, very happy with it. They wanted to make sure my cancer hadn't moved to my brain. They're being very thorough. They're always checking something out on me, make sure that cancer is staying right in my liver, ain't going nowhere else. Empty Woods Runner talking about the beard. Flavor saver. Yeah, yeah. I always told people, they'd say, oh my gosh, doesn't your food get in your beard? And I said, with all the hiking I do, it's nice to have a snack midday. You just start chewing on your beard, and then you get to have breakfast and lunch while you flavors of both in the afternoon when you're hiking and feeling hungry. Oh, that grosses people out. There were some things that with the beard was inconvenient, and that's like eating soup. Oh yeah, yeah. It likes to dribble off the spoon. Well, if you got a big beard, guess where it ends up? In the beard. And I notice that now I can eat soup and I'll tuck a freaking napkin in because it'll dribble on my shirt. It don't dribble on my beard anymore. Where before I could take a napkin and rub my beard out and get it out of my beard. It's not on my shirt. Now I got to be careful because that's where it drips now. It's on my shirt. You know? But, oh well. So anyway, brain x-ray went fine. Get done seeing the doc, everything. They take me out, put me out in the waiting room again. Here I am stuck sitting in that damn wheelchair, pissed off. I'm telling other patients that are there to see the doctors and stuff, tell them, this is nuts. Watch out for these people. They'll make you do things you never want to do, like this stinking wheelchair. I told them, no, I don't need it. I can get from here to there just right. No, you're riding it with. I said, they just don't listen to you sometimes. Doesn't matter how much of a fuss you put up. They just don't listen to you, Still hollow. But, so they get me out, put me in the waiting room again. Well, I'm supposed to get an infusion done. I'm supposed to get my chemo and my steroids and all these other, there's like 7 things they give me. Here comes the nurse. She comes prancing in the waiting room. She goes, come on, Sty, you're next. Okay, I'm looking forward to it, man. Get me back in infusion. They just hook a line up to you. You already got that damn line on you. They access that port. They just hook a line up to you, start that stuff running. But you get me an infusion, I get to watch the cooking channel, and this gal comes around. She fixes your coffee just the way you want it. I can get whatever I want to drink back there, except booze. And then she comes back with a big old snack basket. Oh, it's just packed full of snacks. And it's because of them. I haven't had them for years, but these Lorna Doones, they're just a shortbread cookie. I'm addicted to the damn things. So I look forward to going to the cancer center, and I grabbed 2 or 3 packs of those Lorna Doones, and I kick back while that chemo's running, and I spent 3 hours watching the Food Network. She goes, oh no. She starts heading to the lab, and I go, where are we going? Supposed to go to infusion. She goes, not today. You're done. We're going back when it pull your port. And I said, you ain't pulling that port. I got to get chemo yet. No, not today. Well, what about the steroid? No, nothing today. And I said, the doctor made it sound like I was going to get my regular chemo routine after the x-ray. She goes, well, something must have changed because they told me to bring you in and remove the port. And she said, but better safe than sorry. She said, I'm going to run and talk to the doctor. So she went and talked to the doc. She comes back and says, nope, doc says nothing today. You're no infusion today. So you're done. I pulled this off. You're out of here. I said, oh my God. I said, I don't like that. She goes, that's the first I heard somebody saying they don't like not getting an infusion. They all say, I love it. You're giving me a week off. I said, not for me, because for one thing, the steroid they give me makes my first 3 days, very, very comfortable. I feel like I got energy, and I just feel better because of that steroid. And she said, well, you ain't getting nothing this week. So they disconnected me, and I came home, and it's been a tough week. Running Water and I were going to totally rearrange the living room here, our living room, put down a new rug he bought, beautiful rug, and get all the furniture rearranged so that it's set up for when I go into hospice. And I got to have a hospital bed here and someone with me all the time, that we have it all set up for that. I haven't had the energy. Just us going out, trying to start the lawnmower, checking out the trailer's flat tires, and then trying to get a charger on the truck. No real physical effort whatsoever. Heck, Running Water he drug the extension cord out to the truck. He even brought me the charger. So there was no physical effort. That damn near killed me. Just that little bit damn near killed me. It was terrible. So I've been feeling so weak. And one of the biggest problems is I can't sleep. I can't freaking sleep at night. I went to bed at 4 o'clock this morning, guys. What's that shit? The night before, I didn't go to bed until 5:30 in the morning. And then I'm up by 10:30. So I got 5 hours of sleep the one night. Last night, I think today's is 4.5 hours I got. So I can't sleep. And I know damn well it's because of those other meds, not just the chemo, but the other meds I get through that process aren't there to work. And so it's been a rough week. And I told Running Water, let's put the living room off until he comes back home in July. Then we'll do the living room. I said, I can't guarantee shit, but I would like if we could do that. And he said, yeah, okay, fine, we'll do that. Running Water's so good about this shit. And I told him, one of these times we keep putting things like that off, it's going to be, we got to rearrange the living room. God, I hope it works out okay, because I'm going to go sit on the porch until you're done. You're going to have to do the whole thing yourself, because I won't be able to help. And that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like, is not being able to participate in things. Yeah, I see that, Lori. Lori's back. Lori is back. She said she didn't get the notification. Well, that's a bummer. I saw that you jumped on very early. I shouted you out right away that I saw you jump on there, and that's going way the heck back. There's the original one. Hello, Sty. And that was an hour. Let's see. It was almost 2 hours before the stream started. And then she didn't get the notification that the stream had started. So that's a bummer. Yeah, that's a real bummer. Another thing that this week, without the meds they give me through the chemo process, my appetite has dropped off. I don't like that. It's not that I can't eat, it's just I don't feel like eating. I just don't feel like eating. And I have to remind myself and force myself to eat. But it seems like the comment was made earlier, and it's so true. When it rains, it pours. It's just, if things can go wrong, damn it, they've been going wrong. I'm not happy with that shit. So tomorrow I'm going to get my chemo. I got my appointment notifications. We use here, I don't know what it's like in anywhere else in the country, but we've got it's my chart, and I've got my primary clinic, the cancer clinic, and the Mayo Clinic, the two hospitals I use, all have access to my chart. Everything they do with me shows up on my chart. So if there's an appointment set, it shows up on my chart, and I can check in for my appointment right online. So when I walk in and say, I'm here, they say, oh, cool, here, just a second. They print off my wristband, put it on me, and have a seat, they'll be with you soon. I don't have to answer any damn questions because I used the online check-in. So I see that I got appointments for tomorrow, and they're my regular time frame, and it's got labs first, doctor next, and infusion. Yes, I'll get my infusions tomorrow. I sure hope so. But the stupid diuretics, that water pill they give me, I take them every day, following their prescription. And he told me, he warned me, he says, make sure you got a 6-hour window. Take them at the start of that 6-hour window, that you're not going anywhere, that you're not driving off for an hour somewhere. Because he says you're going to be peeing about every half hour for 6 hours. And he said, whatever you do, don't let that 6-hour window become part of before you go to bed. Because if you took those pills for the next 6 hours, you don't want to go to bed. Because you ain't going to be in that bed. You're going to be jumping up and down out of that bed constantly to run and go pee. Well, that turned out to not be true. Nothing changed. I'm taking the pills, nothing's changed. I don't pee anymore or any less than I used to. I've cut down on my fluids, so maybe it's working because I'm not drinking as much fluid as I was before I started taking the pills. So maybe it's taking some fluid off of me, but I don't see any swelling. I don't have any swelling anywhere, anything. But I did have weight gain. I went up to 170 pounds. So in the last 6 weeks, I went from 162 pounds to 170. So 8 pounds in 6 weeks. And they figure it's fluids. So I'm thinking tomorrow they'll tell me, quit taking the diuretics. It's probably not the fluids then. So it's up and down, left and right. Where are you going? Maybe I'll catch you later tonight. It's insane. It's insane. And the reason I don't have running water up here on panel with me is he's right over there in the living room. I don't know which game he's playing right now. He's on PlayStation. He's trying to get as much out of his break off the road as he can. And he's been getting the shaft too. The way they scheduled his loads and everything, all been working against him. So him getting home and being able to just relax, pretty important. And he has been able to, for the most part, been able to relax. And by the way, it's Running Water's birthday on Wednesday. So his birthday's not landing close to my Sunday live streams, right in the middle. But it's his birthday on Wednesday. He was born in 1975, by the way. So, yeah, he's just a young boy, but he goes back out on the road on Thursday. And then he's going to be back up here. I don't know. I'll have to talk to him about his schedule. But Beaner's been in the doggy spa for a week. Bean loves it there. He loves it there. So Bean's going to stay in the spa for 2 full weeks while Running Water with his trucking company are going to this big truck rodeo that they participate in every year. So Running Water is going to be in the truck rodeo again this year. And because it gets a little weird, if he takes Bean with him, then he has to put Bean in a doggy daycare somewhere Bean's never been. You bring him up here, it's like Bean knows every dog that gets boarded there. So and Bean kind of runs the show when he shows up. He's just like, well, we're going to play this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. It's funny. It's nuts. His schedule's so screwy. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Lori. I'll tell him that you said that. Woods Runner. My son David was born in 1976. Cool. All my kids now are over 40 years old. All my kids. I didn't get it moved over to StreamYard to pop it up, but I got some pictures of my one grandson. I want to see him so bad. I haven't seen him in a couple of years. And I want to see him so bad because that kid he's so successful. Justin. He's a downhill skier. He skis slalom and he competes. In fact, I do have a picture that I can pop up now, so you can see who I'm talking about. He's number 16. Number 16 on the left there. That's my grandson. My youngest daughter's boy. In fact, he's my baby's, because she's the baby of your kids. It's my baby's baby. He's the youngest of his bunch. So, but he's very successful. He's on the ski team. And wonderful. Absolutely wonderful young man. Absolutely. So it's pretty cool of him to be successful that way. Good looking kid. Woods is saying, Marine mom, yay, congrats. Yeah. Lori's saying, where do you live? Do you have what's called a teleconference for doctors in which that you could say you're not feeling up to try? Oh, yeah. I've had, oh my gosh, 8 or 10 televisits now. Yeah, yeah. I right from home, right here in my studio. Kind of freaks the doctors out when I have a teleconference with them, and they go, "Well, why are you coming in so good?" Why? I said, "I'm in it, and I'll take the camera and I'll move it." And I go, "I'm in this big studio," and I set the camera back down. They're just like, "Oh my god!" I said, "Yeah." The Sty lives in two different worlds. And for most of my stuff, I really do need to see them in person, so they can examine me because of the cancer. They're trying to make sure nothing spreads, and they want to see what my overall health is looking like, and they can't do that on a teleconference. However, when I got shingles, was that over a month ago, and it was a severe bout of shingles. I still have scarring all around my chest and part of my back. The scarring just doesn't seem to want to heal up, go away. They dealt with my shingles all through teleconference. I mean, I stood up here in the studio with my shirt off and had to hold my arm up, turn and show, and get right up to my camera and take a look. And they diagnosed me, prescribed the meds, everything in the teleconference. It was so awesome. I didn't have to leave the house because that was a bummer, man. I had the shingles, man. That was rough. Hey, John's in the house. Adventures in the Heartland. The folks with the new pop-up camper. Oh, thanks for saying looking good. Well, I don't. It is what it is. I don't have quite the turkey neck I thought I might have under that beard. It's there, but not quite the turkey neck I thought I'd have. Been hidden for years, so I didn't know what it looked like under that beard. And I thought, shit, I'm going to shave this thing off. I'll have an old gobbler turkey neck going on. No, so that's good. That's good. I'm good with that. Yeah, Lori, those are scars I do not think go away. I've had shingles a few times and still have scars from it. Yeah, about half of what's still on me won't go away. They'll just be permanent scars. I can see it's shrinking a bit, but it's not going to shrink a lot. It's definitely scar tissue. Oh, I mean, God Almighty, it blisters up so bad, and then it turns into nasty scabs. And it's where it's scabbed the worst. That's where the scars just ain't going away. Adventures in the Heartland, they're working on planting the garden. Damn right. Running Water got these nice round fabric planting pots that collapse. You just pop them up, open them up, fill them full of soil, and put your plant in it, right? Well, I'm keeping my eyes out. I want 2 cherry tomatoes and 2 pear tomatoes. Nice starter plants. And they're going in those planters. And then I think those planters are going to be on the porch, not in the yard. We've got that big planter that's 8 foot long. I'm going to find a spot in the yard for that. And I'm going to put some quick growing root crops, radishes especially, because I can nibble on those things out in the yard if I want, Probably plant some carrots and, just root crops. We got tons of rabbits around here, so I got to really watch with the root crops. Um, they'll come eat the tops off them buggers well before the carrot or the radish forms. They just eat the tops off of them, kill the plant. So, but I want fresh radishes. That's all right. I'll go spend a few bucks on some good wire mesh or put it around the planter, and that'll keep the bunny rabbits out of it. So, hey, Mystic Bunny, great to see you, girl. Awesome. Too Tall Rob is in the house. Great to see you, Rob. Awesome. What's Lori saying here? Get yourself some low lights, then you can put things in the house. You won't have to worry about the outside animals. Got no space. This big ass house we live in, there ain't no space. We got no space. Running Water is buying anything and everything he thinks he may want to have when he's retired. So when he retires, he doesn't have to spend money on tools, gardening tools, this, that, the other thing, because he already has it. He's investing while he can in things he'll need in the future. And so a lot of those things are kept in the house. We've got the chore of getting our shed set up. So a lot of those tools will be relocated to the shed, which would open some space in here, but really not enough to do any indoor gardening at all. But it would be nice if we had that kind of room, Lori. Ages ago, we're talking over 40 years ago, the ex-wife and I, we had a farm, small hobby farm, and we always had plants in the house. I mean, I had green peppers and red peppers and yellow peppers growing in the one side porch full season. We had a couple cherry tomatoes that we grew in the house, along with the big garden out in the farm there. But yeah, it's nice some of that stuff to have right in the house, you know. The Mystic Bunny. I look 10 years younger. I didn't think so when I shaved it off. I thought, oh, look at that poor old fart. Yeah, Roy and Becky says, we do miss our garden from time to time. Yeah. Gardens require some work, you know. And that's why there's only certain things I'm going to grow that are low maintenance. I don't have to put a lot of effort into it. I might grow some cucumbers. I like cucumbers. And I got a spot out here in the yard that they'd be good to put in there because I don't like mowing that spot. It's bumpy and hilly kind of, and I can get 2 or 3 cucumber plants growing in there, and they'll grow out from their source quite a ways, and they'll cover that spot that I don't want to mow. And nice thing with cucumber plants, it's like a watermelon or squash. Nothing grows under them. I've always had the best luck with not having to constantly weed my cucumbers, my squash, the like, But yeah, Mystic Bunny says she's sweating her ass off in the garden right now. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good way to spend a Sunday afternoon out in the garden. And see, I don't need to grow much because I'm not going to do any canning or anything. Uh, it's just to have the fresh veggies for myself. And what I can't eat, I'll offer it out to the neighbors. Come and get, come and get a couple of big bowls full of cherry tomatoes and pear tomatoes, and grab yourself some cucumbers, radishes, and carrots. Help yourself, kind of thing, you know. Lori says, I love cucumbers, and you can eat them in so many different ways. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love sliced cucumber thrown in a salad, you know, when I'm having a salad, along with I like thin sliced radishes in my salads. Love them. But cukes, oh my gosh. You can do so much with cucumbers. And then if you're canning, you can get really creative. You can do a lot with cucumbers. You know, all the different pickles you can make. Oh my God. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do the canning thing. No way, no how. Ain't happening. It'd be too much work for me to start with. I need some pretty self-maintaining plants that I don't have to do a lot of hoeing and managing the garden, where it's going to grow fine just the way it is. It's like the cherry tomatoes will be in those pots. Well, you don't have to worry about weeding those. And if you have anything growing there, just snip and grab them. It's out of there. It's so easy to maintain. Yeah, Roy and Becky. I could fit me a Roma tomato and a cherry tomato plant along with some lettuce in this RV. I'd be in heaven. There you go. Now, my palliative nurse, the only reason I'm not going to grow any full-size tomatoes, and she even showed me on her phone last year's crop. She said every year our tomatoes go nuts. The biggest, brightest red, dark red, beautiful, flawless beefsteak tomatoes. She said they're so damn juicy and they're nice and sweet. The flavor's awesome. She said we grow those every year. And she says, and we end up, half of them get thrown away because they can't can all of them. There's just, she said, I wouldn't have the space for all of it. And she said, we would never eat that whole garden of tomatoes in a year, her family. So she said, and I'm tired of going through all the work and canning all of it just to give it away to everybody. I told her I'd be selling them damn tomatoes. And she said, those tomatoes make the best BLTs. And yeah, she loves the beefsteak tomatoes. And so do I. She said, so don't worry about it, Sty. Once they start coming to age and they're ripening, you'll get some beefsteak tomatoes. You don't have to grow them. She said, I would say I'd trade with you for cherry tomatoes, but she said, we put in too many of those too. So, the real Robert Rockwell's here. Wow, no beard. Yeah, no beard. First time in 8 years on YouTube, people are seeing me beardless. Yeah. The day of the beard is gone by. It's gone. And people go, wow, that's insane. You had such a big beard. And yeah, take a look at it. I mean, that was a thick, healthy bugger back out at my camp. Those were the days. It's one of those, well, it is what it is deals, you know. The only time anybody on the channel ever saw me beardless, I believe, was when I showed that picture of me with the rattlesnake, and then this picture of me and my two boys is the only time you saw. Now take a look at that versus this. I mean, I think I lost some weight. Check this shit out. Oh my God, does this make my day? Hey, sweetie.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing even better now.
Looking good.
I don't know
like
why
it.
people. You like it?
I like it. I like it. I miss the beard because it is definitely, it goes with your character and everything, and we're used to seeing it. But I'm liking this look on you. I
Okay.
am. Shows your smile a lot better. It's very
Oh,
nice.
it does.
Yes.
I didn't shave that off. I didn't shave off the smile, you know.
You like
That's
my mug? I got it from
I
Mother's Day.
love that. Mom's little shits. And she's got her two boys on there. It's a couple emoji turds. I love it. When
I think
you
every mother needs one.
that showed up on Facebook, and I
Yeah.
went over there and hit the love on that one because I saw that and I go, oh my God. Now
I laughed so hard.
for me to get a cup like that, it probably cost me $150. I got 14 grandkids.
You
Plus,
have poop emojis all over it. Yeah.
so what I need is a mug that's shaped like a turd,
Yep. There you go.
and just put on there,
All their names.
all.
Oh, that would be cool.
Just have their names in script all over the damn thing,
That's a cool idea.
Just a big turd cup,
Hey, Marie,
I,
Mom, how you doing?
I saw that and I just, oh man, I was a little jealous. I thought, shit, if I could turn the clock back, I would have had one done with my 4 kids, I did have somebody ask me once why I had got 3 tattoos, portrait tattoos of 3 of my grandkids. And I had someone say, well, why don't you have portraits of your 4 kids and maybe even your ex-wife, but before you became an ex? I said I was going to get those tattoos, but even the tattoo artist said there ain't enough room on my ass for those names. And this gal, she's looking at me shot on your ass, and I go, well, that's the appropriate place to put your 4 kids. They were a pain in the ass until they were over 18 and I moved them out of the house. You bet. That's how I can remember them. I don't have to see their picture. I know it's on my ass, right where they were for 18 years. Just a pain in my ass, Aren't I terrible?
It works, though. It works. I love it. How you doing? How's everything been going for you?
It's slowly on the downhill, yeah. But that's become the norm, I'm just a little kind of pissed off, because it's progressing a little quicker. So my stamina and everything is just shooting me in the ass, and then I'm having all kinds of issues. My truck, it's going to take over $300 to get that sumbitch up and running, plus another $150 to get the new tires put on it. I got the new tires, but I got to get them mounted, $150. And the repair it needs is going to be at least $300. So $450 just to get the truck drivable, so I can get out on the road when I'm feeling down. I can get out there and just road travel, and then there's all kinds of other shit that ain't going right, and I don't have the physical ability to do certain things anymore. So my palliative nurse is the worst. I love her to death, but she's the worst. you need an all-terrain walker so that you can use it on your trails to your favorite waterfalls and stuff. You need an all-terrain walker because you can use it on the sidewalk or in the house, but it's designed that you can take it off trail. I said, that sounds great. Well, then I called this benefits specialist that helps me determine who can pay for this shit. Oh no, Medicare won't pay for it. No. All Medicare will give me is a regular four-legged aluminum walker, the ones that they put the tennis balls on the leg so they can slide them. I said, those pieces of junk, I see them in dumpsters all the time. That's all Medicare will pay for. I said, well, fine. So I looked up the all-terrain, the off trails, and the one that it's not the best, but I'd be happy with it. $250. That's like, well, I can whip that out of my ass too,
Yeah.
So I am working with this organization. It's called Bees Sale, like Bumblebee, Bee Sale.
Mm-hmm.
And they do estate sales. Well, I don't have an estate to sell. So I contacted them anyway, and I told them, here's the scoop. I just can't physically set up a big sale. I just can't do it. And I said, but it's only certain things that I want to sell. They said, are those certain things in specific places? I said, yeah. My trailer in the shed in a one area, and just a few items in the house that I could hand carry out, put with everything else. They said, we'll come in, we'll inventory everything in those spaces for you, and we'll after it's inventoried, we give you the inventory and you just go through and put a check mark on the things you don't want to sell. And she said, then we set those things aside so they're not sold. And then we do an evaluation of the value, what we would expect to be able to get out of each item you have. And she said, my cost would be, if it's less than $2,000 worth of items, would be 40%. They get 40% of whatever's sold. If it's over $2,000, then I only pay them 30%. Well, so I'm working on trying to get that set up. I told my palliative nurse about it and what the rates would be and that. And she goes, oh, okay. Well, I get a call back from this estate sale outfit, and they said, you never told us the whole story. And I go, what do you mean? No, I told you everything. They said, no, we just found out that you have terminal cancer. What the hell's that got to do with anything, And they said, no, you pay 25% even if we only sell $100 worth of shit. They said we're not going to charge you over 25%.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. That was cool. Because I figure I got about $4,000 to $5,000 worth of shit that they can sell. And so they'll make good money even at 25%. It won't kill them, And what's weird is the number of staff they use. That she says she said, in your case, the way you're describing things, I bring 2 crews in, and she said there would be 4 people assigned to do inventory on each of your locations of your stuff. So we can get the inventory probably done in a day on each of those spots full of stuff. She said, then, while you're going through the inventory and tick marking what you want to keep, we'll get all of the gear there to set up all the sale tents and everything and our tables. And I said, well, what can I do? And she said, you can sit on the porch, a thumb up your ass, smoking cigarettes all day because you ain't doing nothing. She said, you ain't going to do nothing. You just get to watch. And then at the end of the sale, we come up to you with a big old cash box and we do the count right there in front of you. And then we do the split, you know. She said, end of topic. I said, I kind of love it. I said, now, I don't want to accept checks. I want cash. I don't want all cash sales. She said, well, with our company, we do allow them to use checks and or credit. But the checks and credit go against our earnings, not what you receive. So we pay your portion all out of the cash received. If there's cash left, we get that difference. But usually, she said, only about 10 to 15% of the sales are check or credit card. So she said, you get it all in cash. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'll take it.
It's
And
always a plus.
yeah. So if
It's easier.
I can get $2 or $3 out of that shit, I'll be happy. And that'll give me, I wish I could get it right now. I could pay for the truck. And my trailer's got 2 flat tires, so those got to be repaired. my my ride and lawn tractor, that some bitch won't run. And so that's got to be repaired. I told Running Water, I said, everything. Ching, 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 ching. And so I can't remember who it was that put in there, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's true.
It does.
Where is Running Water today?
He's right in there. Right in there. He's right in there playing PlayStation. Sitting on his ass playing PlayStation.
Tell him I said hello.
Okay.
Hey, Woodrunner.
Yeah. Woods is in the house. He's been here a while. I tell you what.
Did you see what Fulton put in the chat? He put in a little special announcement.
We'll get that popped up so folks can read it. Yeah, you got a first place gold medal for the relay, and then second place in the 100-meter dash.
Good job, buddy. That's awesome.
I tell you what, I could do a 100-meter dash as long as everybody else there was missing a leg or some shit like that, and they're not allowed to use wheelchairs. I could come in, if there was 100 of them, I could probably come in the top 30.
You fall.
It's just the way it is, guys. I mean, I'm being honest about it. Yeah, I'll give her everything, but yeah, I ain't gonna come in first place.
Oh, 2 strides before you're winded and you're done. Yeah. It's over. Game over.
That's that all-terrain walker I want. That something's got a sweet seat and backrest on it, and it's got big 12-inch tires on the front. And I've been watching these videos of people that have them and their reactions, their reaction videos. And that one guy, Jesus Christ, he's jumping over logs and shit with it. He says, it's awesome. He says, it goes anywhere. I can push it anywhere. And he says, and it's so damn light, it's 18 pounds. So I just put my knee up against it, lift it up and put it over a log, and then straddle the log, get over it, and off I go again. And he says, I've cut my hiking time down. I can cover twice as much territory in the same amount of time now. And watching these guys, their videos, that's the one I want. I had one thing happen last week that really pissed me off. So my Galaxy telephone, I get an update notice that it's going to update, right? And I said, go. I didn't expect any calls for an hour or more. Go ahead and update. It updates. And I was texting and people texting me back and all the messaging. I'm online on Facebook, on the phone, doing everything I usually do. And it wasn't until about 3 days after that update I realized I haven't heard from anybody. It's rare I'm calling anybody, but I get calls in, usually on a daily basis. But 3 days had gone by, I hadn't heard from anybody. On the fourth day, I get a text message from my daughter. Is your phone working? And then she puts in a parentheses, it goes straight to voicemail. So I told Running Water, call my phone, see what the hell's going on. He calls my phone, it never rings, goes straight to voicemail. So for almost a full week, anybody that's been trying to call me, it's been going right to voicemail. The problem is they're recording a message, but the phone isn't keeping it. It's not showing that the call ever came. It's not showing that there's voice messages available. Nothing. It's like there's no phone anymore. Running Water goes, well, God knows what's causing that. He says, try rebooting it. Just restart the damn phone. See if that helps. I did. Sure enough, now it's ringing. Now people are calling. I can get it. Damn Galaxy, Samsung screwed me up for a week. And I was expecting a couple of important calls, so I don't hear from them again by midweek next week. I'll have to call them and say, hey, I'm back. My phone's working. Son of a bitch. It's nuts.
After a few years, those things, they just stop working. That's how they're made. They're designed that way. So you will keep upgrading.
That's it. They want you. They want to inconvenience you enough that you upgrade. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Marine Mom, ain't she a charm?
They're very expensive anymore, phones. It's just,
God, yeah.
And
that's where people get mad at me when I say, there's some homeless people, my heart goes out to them. I feel bad for them. But most of them, standing there bitching about what they don't have, but they got a $1,200 phone in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? Sell that frickin' phone and buy some nice new clean clothes, clean yourself up, and get your ex a job.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you're gonna bitch all day with that expensive frickin' phone in your hands. And I feel about those kind of people just like I do the ones that show up at our local food pantry that it's not a governmental food pantry. You can go in there and ask for food, and they'll take your information. Not a single question about what your income is. You can go in there and be making 150 grand a year and tell them, I need food. And they give it to you. Well, I saw a Cadillac Escalade and a brand new, fully decked out Ford Expedition sitting there. And I went in there to talk to them about taking a donation from me that I was going to donate to them. And I asked the gal, what? I said, that's awesome. You got volunteers delivering food to people? She goes, no, we don't have anybody doing that. I said, well, you must. I said, there's two big SUVs out there, big Cadillac Escalade, and that's only about a year old. And I said, and a brand spanking new right off the fucking assembly line Ford Expedition out there. That's an $80,000 truck. That Escalade's probably pushing 90 grand. She goes, oh no. They're here for services. They're here to pick up food for their families. Sell that fucking truck and buy some groceries for your family. Don't go take advantage of a food shelf when you got enough money to own a Cadillac Escalade that's only a year old. That's bullshit. I mean, I it is. I'm just getting so old and critical now that it just
A little bit crotchety.
yeah, just a little, yeah, yeah. Hey,
We
I
can't
wouldn't,
blame you.
I wouldn't dare bend over and not have my pants on because somebody poured barbecue sauce down the crack of my ass and say, "Now we got barbecued asshole," because first of all, I become an asshole in a sense. Second of all, I see so much now that burns my ass. It's well cooked. It's well cooked. Yeah. Feels like it's been over the fire for a while.
Wood says,
Oh, the old fart.
Wood says old fart.
Yeah. That's, yeah. Tell me about it, Woods. Tell me.
Oh, Sissy's
I
trying one
I
second.
don't. I remember at one time. Well, I remember that at one time I knew, but I don't recall anymore. I knew Woods' age, and he's so close to my age. I can't remember if he's a little younger or a little older, but it's not by many years. Um, that's where, man, when I found his channel, I've watched everything he's ever put on his channel. I love the guy, and he's what an outdoor lover. What an outdoor lover, and I see so much of me in him in that Montana wilderness area that oh yeah, it's so great to see him out there just doing it. 69. So he's older than me, 3 years. 3 years older. Yeah. The boy back when that was just a couple years ago too, a few years ago, I guess. But not many. When he hiked 20 peaks in a season, he had one whole season. He hiked 20 peaks. Oh my God. Some of those hikes, I'm just going, holy shit. He did that shit in a day. I'd be up there for 3. I'd be doing 2 overnighters on that trip. But then I've got a new frame of mind. I guess back when I was in my 20s out in Montana, hiking up and down a mountain wasn't a big deal. Yeah, I ain't that. Yeah, that goes so true that the old gray mare just ain't what she used to be. Because I can remember back in the 1980s, about 84, 5, it'd be about 1986. I had family come out, in-laws. They're my wife's family. They come out to visit. And we took them up in the back country, just right on the edge of no roads from here, guys. And we found a great spot along a creek, mountain creek to camp. Great trout fishing. We ate trout. We were up there for 3 days, 3 nights actually. Might as well call it 4 days and 3 nights. But I had a brother-in-law that was with them. And he's younger than I am. And he's spouting off about how tough he is. And that he can outdo me and this and that and this and that. I got tired of listening to it, and I said, "Hey, bud, here's something." I said, "You see the top of that mountain right there? The mountain I was talking about was called Chicago Peak. I don't remember how many thousand feet that was above sea level. But from our camp, we're right at the base of that bugger." I said, Now, this gravel road out there that we came in here from, you go out to that gravel road, hang a right, stay on it. Don't get off of it. It'll take you right to the top of that mountain. I said, here's what I'm telling you. You and I can have a race to the top of that mountain and back. And I'll whoop the hell out of you. He said, no way. No way. I can outrun, outwalk you any day. I said, well, then let's do it. Well, when you're used to spending a lot of time at 6,000 to 8,000 feet, your body acclimates to the thinner air, the higher altitude. He didn't even consider that. We took off up that mountain, and that stupid kid, when I came back, he wasn't even 2/3 up that mountain. So I was a third down the mountain running into him. And I'm going, aren't you running the wrong way? And he goes, no, I got to go to the top of the mountain. I'll catch up with you on the downhill. I said, oh, yeah, sure you will. I got to camp, and my father-in-law was laughing his ass off. He says, you're really rubbing it in his nose, aren't you? I said, yeah. And I sat there, and we were grilling burgers and that. And I sat there. I ate my whole freaking lunch. And here he comes, dragging his feet into camp. And he plops down in a camp chair. And he said, I'm so sick now, I can't even eat. And I go, why? And he goes, I'm so out of breath. I'm so burned out. He says, I can't believe you were able to do that. You had to have cheated somehow. I said, no. But I said, you can't come from the goddamn farm fields of Minnesota out to northwestern Montana and tell someone that's been here for 3 years hiking to the tops of these peaks all the time that you're going to beat him in a race up to the top and back. I said, I saw you running for 20 minutes, and I thought, that is the dumbest thing I ever seen. You know, you're going to beat me by running? There ain't no way you're running up that damn mountain. You get up to about 4,500 feet, and you're going to give up. For the most part, I just walked a steady, kind of fast pace, maybe 3 to 4 miles an hour. And no, here he's out there trotting up that damn mountain. Yeah. And he come dragging his ass into the camp, just beat and wore out. I felt great. But yeah, let's go fishing for supper. You know, smart ass, you know, and God bless him, he passed away, but it's one of those deals. You bless him anyway, but he didn't pass away like I am. He created his own demise. Drugs and alcohol. That's what killed him. Look at that pup. Look at that pup.
She is pain in the butt right now. She's, what do you want? We just went out. She's begging for more treats, always. She's a treat fiend.
Yes, gotta have them treats. God, she's so good looking, man.
She is. She's getting huge.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I know. I know you want one. You just got 2, pig.
Oh.
She is. She's an oinker.
Oinker.
She's like, let me have one more, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you gonna get up?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I love it.
She got a biscuit that time.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, she likes these bacon strips, but I only give her like 1 or 2, and then she'll get a biscuit if she keeps it up. It's
The
funny.
Beaner, Bean here. I tell you what, I've never seen a Boston Terrier as big as Bean. Definitely not as heavy as Bean. And Bean is just like a solid rock with legs. Just solid. Not fat, just solid. And what's Bean's favorite thing to chew on? Those big cow hoofs.
Mm-hmm.
Sheep hoofs, cow hoofs.
They love those things.
And he'll lay there and chew and chew and chew on them hoofs. He's got 3 of them in his toy basket here. He comes in the house. He's been gone for almost 3 months. He comes in the house, beeline right to that basket. He's got to pull all 3 of them toes out and spread them across the living room.
Look at what I got.
That little bastard. He managed to splinter one into 4 long, sharp splinters. I stepped on one that was only about an inch long and sharp as needles on both ends. And I stepped on that bugger right in the heel of my foot because I run around barefoot 90% of the time. Not when Bean's home. After Bean goes, then I kind of and the thing is them damn toes. We don't call them hoofs; they're toes. Those damn toes will disappear in the color of our rugs. You can't see them. So once he's gone, I'm out with the vacuum. Clank, 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 clank. Yeah, shut the vacuum off. There's one. I got to catch them all, and then I can run around barefoot again. But yeah, Beaner loves those damn toes. Running water. He's got these. They're like chew toys, but they got like compartments in them, and he packs them tight full of peanut butter and gives them to the dog. Bean can lick one of them suckers clean in about 10 minutes. He's eaten about 6 or 8 tablespoons of peanut butter. But you pick that thing up and it looks like you had stuck it in the dishwasher. How that dog could suck them things out? Yeah. He's a snacker too. He likes his snacks, but running water doesn't give in to him often. Yeah, he's no. You don't get that shit. And the thing is same with his dog food. He gives. It's a prescribed dog food because Bean's got a urinary tract problem, so he ends up with urinary infections, kidney infections, stuff like that. So he's on a special dog food diet. Well, it's a big bag, probably 20, 25 pounds, but it's $90 a bag. So running water puts on the prescribed amount Bean should get at certain times, and Bean chows it down so fast. And then he comes and looks at running water, cocking his fat head back and forth, tongue hanging out. And I heard running water tell him, hey, just consider yourself lucky that you get to eat $90 a bag dog food. You don't get snacks after your dog food meal. Why spend all that money on snacks when you're eating that goddamn gold medal dog food? The way I see it is Beans eating caviar every day. Yeah. I can remember going to the dog food aisle and look. Oh my God, I could get 25 pounds of dog food for $6. Grab 4 bags, No, old Beaner's got to have his $90 a bag food, Oh, you looked it up, Woods? He looked it up. Chicago Peak caps out at 7,022 feet. I thought about that. I thought of in that range between 68, 74. So yeah, I would totally agree with that. Peakmaker.com. Cool. Thank God YouTube saves my chats. I can come back, cut and paste that later. And now it's just for shits and giggles because I ain't hiking up that shit. I'm not woods runner. Wish I was. I really wish that I would be able. I think I can get my truck squared away enough to be able mechanically, but physically be able to take a trip out west and drive around my old stomping grounds and go visit woods. I had plans of doing that within the next couple of years, and then I got diagnosed. That's the thing with plans. They were the shit. I should have done that a long time ago. Don't make any plans. Well, that is kind of how I've been all my life. I've never made plans because so many things I just catch my attention, Look at E-Waste.
Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, calling us mofos.
He's funny.
He's such a character.
Man.
Yeah, I'm not Sty North either. Yeah. Yeah, in a sense. Yeah. I've been telling a lot of folks this week that no, I'm the same old guy. I'm still Sty, just look different, what if this is what you would have gotten 8 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way you would have known me. And then, let's say I did get cancer, and then all of a sudden I decided I'm going to grow out that big fucking bushy beard. Then I'd have people cheering me on, grow that beard. And then other people saying, oh, I don't know if you should have that beard or not,
Yeah.
But I want to thank everybody out there. Thank you for your response to this change. Yeah, I was a little nervous about it because I've seen people shocked by it. I've had a few people that were shocked that they just said no. They didn't like me without the beard. And this one fella, he's a big chubby fella, and he goes, oh my God, look at you. And I go, oh my God, look at you. And he laughed. He goes, no, your beard's gone. You look, oh, that ain't right. I don't like that. I don't like you without a beard. I said, that's all right, because now we're even. He goes, what do you mean we're even? I said, because I wouldn't like you without clothes on either. No. You fat ugly bugger. Don't tell me. You're saying I look that you don't like me without the beard. Well, you don't dislike me as much as I dislike you naked. Ooh.
Goofball.
Don't do that to me. Yeah, woods. Oh God, we had talked about that too, about hooking up, maybe doing some paddling out there on the Yellowstone or something. God, I love that.
Yellowstone is nice, yeah.
I love that country. All that whole corridor from Yellowstone right up through Montana. And you get up to the Cabinet Wilderness in the northwestern corner of Montana, and up in the Yak.
Yep.
It's all beautiful, beautiful country. All of that.
I had a friend that was from Butte, Montana, and we went down there and saw Yellowstone and drove around Bozeman and Butte and checked out the area. It was beautiful. It was summertime. I really liked it. Enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Nice there.
Yeah, we went down. There's 4 of us went down. And we were so close to Yellowstone. We said, what the hell? Let's just go drive through part of it. And we did. And we're just going, other than all of the thermal activity, oh my God, there's a huge corridor of Yellowstone there. You know, you might not find that kind of thermal activity, but oh my God, there's some wilderness just like Yellowstone all up that corridor. But Yellowstone, once you hear the name, it's just like, that's what I expect, you know?
Yep.
And you're not disappointed. Marine Mom. Marine Mom's so cool. Running on water, and I talk about you a lot, Marine Mom. If I understand correctly, she's looking forward to moving back up in our neck of the woods.
That's cool.
She was born and raised up here, and so she's looking to come home, I guess. And I told Running Water, she gets back up here, I want to see her in person. You know, I hope she gets back before I ain't here. You know, but there's no guarantees of nothing. I might have an uphill swing, you know. I think of a couple of folks I know that went through the cancer ordeal, that all of a sudden they got an upward swing. And for 6 months or so, man, they could do anything they wanted. They felt so good. Everything was hunky-dory. And then it came on like a freaking banshee, you know. Hit them so hard at the end, and it happened quick at the end. But they had all that good time just before the end. That's cool. I like that. The less time I got to lay in a damn hospital bed in my house, and all I got is the TV and a picture window to look out. That's the period that I'm not looking forward to. That will piss me off. And then I got this crazy palliative nurse. She said, when you go into hospice, she said, you won't need to do anything. I said, say what? You know, I want to do what I can. She says, no, you're going to just relax and just do things that are comfortable and you enjoy, which is going to be very little when you're bedridden. I said, not really. Not really. You look at all my friends here on YouTube, all these folks out there in the chat with channels. I'll go through and watch all their shit again, you know, because it's entertaining. You know. And I told her, I said, when I can't watch YouTube anymore, now my quality of life is really gone, you know. If I ever get to that stage where I can't watch YouTube. She said, that'll never happen. She says, one of us will be right there. What channel do you want to watch? We'll get going for you. She said, no, you don't. And thanks, Marine Mom, for shouting us out. That's awesome. She says it like she's barking orders, right? And then she follows it up with please. Yeah. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that like button.
I see. I don't know, 18 on my end.
What's that?
I see 18 on my end.
18 what?
Or 19. 19 likes.
Oh, I don't even look at the likes. Oh, there. Over there.
There you go.
I got to just look at the right screen I got here. Yeah, screens.
Much love, Marine Mom. You're awesome. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
No Beard Sunday. I like the title.
I was trying to figure out how the hell do I title this stream. You know, I almost titled it The End of Sty North. you know. Oh, then I thought, oh, fuck no, don't do that
Yeah, I
shit.
know. You people would have came in and been like, "What? Is he gone?" And they'd see you and be like, "What the heck? He
Yeah,
clickbaited us."
clickbait. Yeah, yeah. And I
That's
thought
totally,
back,
yeah.
thought back to 2016 when I had my heart attack and they did that bypass surgery and shit. I was offline for 6 months, and my subscribers kept growing and growing. I'm going, how can that be? I haven't done content in 6 freaking months. So I went back in and I'm looking at my very last videos. They're just loaded with, it is so sad that Sty passed away. It was the Picasso effect.
Oh my goodness.
When Picasso was alive, his shit wasn't worth nothing.
Yeah.
The minute he freaking died, you couldn't buy it. I mean, you almost had to sell a whole country to buy his shit. And that's what it was, the Picasso effect. They all thought I was dead, so that I got to be a sub. I got to sub to that channel. I got to show that I've become part of at least this. And then I popped back on, and the subs didn't drop off. Yeah, great. And everybody's like, oh my God, he's been resurrected. Fuck. I wasn't dead, you guys. I just wasn't doing content for a while. That's why in that Christmas stream I got that Sty Night Before Christmas, and that line is in there.
That was
good. And we found out Sty isn't dead. Yeah.
Yep.
I
love that one.
I might have to do a modification so that there's like a Sty Night Before Christmas 2, and then take that he's not dead clip out and say, surprise, he is dead.
God, no, please don't do that. More distant.
Isn't it?
You. Only you.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Damn right it's terrible. So what did Running Water and I talk about in the middle of the night last night while we're both playing PlayStation? We started talking about dead people. And I'm telling them about some of the calls I had to go on, and the one was really, really nasty. And it was an associate worker with me. He was a game warden, and he took 2 weeks off. Well, it wasn't surprising to not hear from him for a couple of days. You're getting ready to just kick back. I got 2 weeks off. But when we didn't hear from him by the third day, the fourth day, then it was the fifth day, that's when I started asking questions. Where the hell is he? He's always stopping in my office and telling me good job he's done out there as a warden and shit. So where is he? Well, the guy was only in his late 40s, at the time. Not that old. Finally, on the 8th day, nobody could tell me where the hell he's been. On the 8th day, I got a hold of the chief of police and said, come over here to my office and pick me up. He goes, pick you up? I said, yeah, I need a ride somewhere. He goes, okay. He came over and I got in the squad with him, and I go, we're going out to so-and-so's house. And he goes, oh, he's on vacation. I said, I'm hoping he is. Let's go out to his house. And we got out there, went up to the door, and the door was locked. I told him, right there, his yard light on the side of the house, the lid will come right off, and up inside the lid, there's a slot in there. You'll find a door key in there. Chief took it off, pulls it out. He goes, there. Unlocks the door, opens the door. I ran off the deck into the yard going, no, not good. That chief swung the door all the way open, and he's just shaking. And all of a sudden he turns and he runs off the porch next to me. He goes, "Oh my God, how do I deal with this shit?" I said, "Well, we got a good view from here." And I said, "I don't see any evidence in there that he committed suicide. So I think he died naturally, but he's been dead for at least 8 days." And that house was so bad. It was so bad. So when we finally got the crew out there, and the coroner, and we couldn't figure out how to get that body bagged in. It was a single wide trailer house, and couldn't figure out how we're going to get him in the body bag. I walked over, measured the front door, and measured the couch that he was laying on. He was laying on the couch. I said, "The couch will fit through the door. Let's take him out on the couch." "Oh, good idea. Then we can bag him up outside." I said, "Yeah, let's get him out of the house on the couch." Well, you couldn't be in there without a respirator. And sure enough, they were able to carry him out on the couch. Problem was he was kind of a chubby fella, you know. When the chief and I found him, he was literally twice his size. I came back 2 hours after we found him with the coroner crew. He was back to his normal size. I'm going, that ain't good. That ain't good. That's why I said, let's just take the couch, because all the fluids in his body had drained out into the couch. And we got him out in the front yard and got him transferred to a body bag. That was difficult. Got him in the body bag, got him in the coroner's wagon, and I go, "What do we do with the couch?" And the chief walks over to his squad. He had an SUV, opens the back hatch, and he comes out with a small little container and some barbecue lighter fluid. And out of that small container, he's pouring that all over the couch. It was kerosene. And then he sprayed the charcoal lighter on it, threw a match on the sucker. Woo! Burned the whole damn couch. Well, true to Sty, I couldn't help it. I knew all the crew that were there. There was no civilians there. I go, "Well, you're a little late at burning that couch. You should have burned it the minute we got it out of the house." "Well, I had to get the body off the couch." I said, "Why?" "Burn the whole thing." He wouldn't mind. He wouldn't mind getting cremated. "No, you should have burned the whole thing." They're all like, "You're disgusting. Nuts."
Yeah.
I'm just being practical. I mean, think about it. Now that poor mortician has to go do an autopsy on that. That's nasty. If we would have burned him up in the front yard, the best the coroner could have done was sweep up his ashes and say, "Yeah, they look like him. You know, died of natural." They found out that what he died from was a massive stroke. He had a massive stroke. And so they said he went fast, real fast. And then his fiance, she lived 3 blocks away from that trailer house. He had a piece of property, 10 acres. But next to that 10 acres, it was a residential area, regular residential area. And those houses are like line houses, you know, down the block. She only lived 3 blocks from where he was. She came down there and insisted on getting in the house.
Oh, gosh.
And we told her, you're not allowed in the house. He was already bagged up and gone, but she wanted the damn house. So we said, you can't go in there. You got to be in full respiratory gear to go in there. And now, per the coroner, they don't want you in there without basic hazmat, you know, the suit, the booties, the gloves, the headgear, and your respirator. Because there could be nasty diseases in there from having a human body decomposing. Well, she had such a frickin' fit. And then she went to it was on tribal land. She went to one of the judges at the tribal court, and she got a judge to sign an order that we can't restrict her from the property because the house and the 10 acres was willed to her.
Oh.
So we couldn't stop her from doing what she wanted with that property. It's hers. I couldn't believe it. We drove by there about 3 weeks after we found him. I was riding with the chief again. Drove by and he goes, "You got to see this." He gets up to his property and all the windows are wide open on that trailer. And there's 2 cars parked in the driveway. I go, "God, I wonder what they're doing in there." He goes, "What do you mean what they're doing? They moved in. They're living in it. They're living in that place." I said, "Who? What do you mean they are?" Her and her 13-year-old daughter.
Oh, man.
"Oh, no. I said, "That is child neglect right there. Because that smell in that house would never, ever be able to be taken out of it." And thanks to a lot of tribal officials that totally agreed she does not have any business living in that house, they ordered the house to be condemned.
Oh, shit.
And she kept she was allowed to remove certain things out of the house. But if they were fabric, no. Like couches, chairs, stuff like that. If they had anything to do with the kitchen or food, no, it stays in the house. And same with the beds and bedding and stuff like that. So really all she could take out of the place were small personal possessions. She was madder than hell because he had 37 guns and he had willed those to the warden office. So those all became the property of the warden. And she was refusing to give them up, but they got her in court and they condemned the house. And the tribe kept thinking about how do we tear that thing down. And it's like, there you go, Sty with dark humor again. Running Water and I are talking about that. And I go, I can remember back then when I said, you can't tear that house down and then haul it to the dump. Running Water's looking at me like wondering why not. And I go, it's going to make the dump smell bad. You can't do that. You're going to make the dump smell bad. You can't do that shit. But thank God the tribe decided they're going to donate the house to the fire department, and they did a practice burn on it. And they just burnt everything right to the ground, and then they cleaned it up. But that's what got rid of that smell. Because you know, the windows open in it, if you had the windows open in your car, you could smell it out to the road. It was so bad. But and that's what I told my palliative nurse in the hospice team. I said, when I get to my end, I'm going to need someone checking on me at least every 12 hours because I don't want to ruin Running Water's house, for God's sakes. I've got things that I want him to have from me that would get ruined if they didn't find me for 4 or 5 days. And my palliative nurse said, "Are you kidding, Sty? At your end, you're gonna have people around you 24 hours a day." She said, "You'll never have a moment alone. We'll stay out of your way, but we'll be there." So, holy shit, okay, that's cool. I'm good with that shit. Yeah, he's dead. Get him out of here. Yeah, cool. I'm good.
Nope.
The only way I want to go and don't care when I'm found is if I could go out. I got a couple of favorite spots that are on the lake. Big, huge white pines. I'd like to sit under, sit on those soft needles, lean up against the tree, and go to sleep forever. Ain't my problem when they find me, you know. Yeah, but other than that scenario, no, no. I want somebody to find me right away and get me the hell out of there. Uh,
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to be rotting somewhere. Yeah, that's.
yeah, yeah. See, the outdoors thing, I wouldn't mind if it's where people don't frequent and you don't have to worry about kids finding you or some shit like that.
I got a crazy story for you. This week, I get a call from my sister, and she's like, "Did you know?" And my mom had a younger sister named Danielle. She's like 45. What? Yeah. Anyway, my sister calls me and says, "Did you know Aunt Danny's dead?" I said, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, she goes, she died 3 months before Dad." I said, "Huh?"
What?
So this is coming up on 2 years. Yeah. So you have no idea. I was like, huh. And she goes, "Yeah, Aunt Dawn's the one that found out because Grandma and Grandpa on that side are both passed. And it's just her and Dawn anymore. And then her half siblings, my mom and her siblings." So she didn't want to tell anyone because she found out a few months after, and our dad had just passed. She didn't want to say anything on social media and tell any of us. And she claims to not have any phone numbers. So she didn't want to, couldn't call. But yeah, my sister ran across some obituary the other day, and
Oh my God.
yeah, had to call us and then my mom and tell her. And that went over like a fart in church.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it was. Oh, she was very
Oh,
upset.
I bet.
So yeah, when you find out that late, it's just kind of like, huh? It's
You
been
say
almost
what?
2 years. None of us knew. Like, how does that happen? My Uncle Chuck is in Arizona, and he posted to her just a couple weeks ago, "Hey, haven't heard from you in a while. I'm just hoping you're all right. What's going on?" And so my sister sees that, and she's like, "I'm gonna," and then finds an obituary. She's like, "No." Like, So yeah, none of us knew. Only one person in the family knew, and she did not tell no one.
Oh, that's nuts.
So yeah, it was pretty insane when you find out that late.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
Well, yeah. I mean, talk about.
I offered my condolences to my aunt, and I left her a message. I was like, "I'm very sorry. I wish I would have known because I would have been there for you."
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's all I could do at the time.
And that was a good response,
Yeah.
I mean, because it softened the whole issue to have a response like that. But that's nuts. Well, that's my brother-in-law. When he passed away, he was down in Florida, and we didn't find out. I didn't find out until 5 months after he had died. And then find out that for 4 of those 5 months, his death was being investigated because it was considered suspicious because he was found out in a swamp in Florida.
Oh, man.
Off the beaten trail. And they were trying to figure out why would he be out there, and did someone take him out there and kill him, and his autopsy came back, toxicology wasn't good. Well, that didn't surprise me. He was into some heavy drugs. I was glad he wasn't doing crack, but still he was hitting the coke and the heroin on occasion, and so it was weird because it didn't surprise me that he died. He's not that old either. He was 50-ish. But Then when I find out, oh no, they found him out in the middle of a swamp somewhere where people just don't go, and somebody just happened to cross his body. And yeah, a little fucking weird, even for him. He was a guy that liked to hang around cities. He wasn't the outdoor kind of guy. He had been homeless for years, but always inner city kind of homeless, and never out in the country, let alone suburbs even. But here he is way the hell off in the swamp somewhere down near the Keys. Odd circumstance, but to not even find out for 5 months, we're just like, holy shit. When did the rest of the family find out? Find out that, no, I heard about it because the rest of the family was bitching that they had just heard about it within the last couple of weeks. So nobody was aware of it. And
That's what's happening right now in mine, and it's been almost, it will be 2 years, September 1st.
that is crazy.
So it's just, yeah. But she, after Grandpa passed of cancer years ago, back in 2001, and then Grandma just passed a couple years ago, and we all thought to ourselves, Granddaddy might not last very long with Grandma not around. Plus, she had her liver failure, and she wasn't taking her medication, and she said she wanted to go. So she stopped going to the doctor, stopped taking her meds, and
it was all adding up. Yeah.
Yes. So Aunt Dawn just didn't know how to tell that story, is what she told me when I finally spoke to her. She just, she's like, I didn't know how to tell any of you guys that she purposely went.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just don't know what to think,
Yeah, that's it. That's like, I was thinking the other day, and I mentioned it to Running Water too, is I had the best aunt in the world. And well, we called her an aunt, but in actuality, no, I guess she would be an aunt. She would be an aunt. She was, no, she'd be like a second or third cousin.
Okay.
Because
we call ours aunt and uncle though too.
Yeah, because she was the daughter of my dad's half sister. And she never carried our family name, from birth through life. She never carried our family name, but she always made it an absolute priority that if there was any kind of crisis in the family at all, she was there. She was right there. Now, this gal was independently wealthy, huge amount of money. And she married into bigger money. And her husband, he was a goofball. He was from England. And he looked, the way he dressed even, he looked like an English butler. And we'd always say that, oh, Aunt Ines is here with her butler. We knew it pissed him off, that we were calling him the butler all the time. The guy was worth many millions of dollars. She was worth about $5 million when they got married, and people would try to call her a gold digger all the time. And her husband is the one that would come to her defense and say, no. She had plenty of money before she ever met me. She didn't need me for money. And when that truth got out, that just pissed more people off. But she was what everybody in the damn family thought was a show off, because she wore designer clothes from Paris and other big top designer clothes type towns throughout the world. And they traveled the whole fucking world, all over. They're always traveling. Well, She showed up to my father's funeral. I was not allowed. My mother wouldn't allow me. We're at the wake, and the damn wake went for 8 hours. My mother made me sit next to her for 8 hours. And I could see the casket up there, and I could just see my father's forehead. That's it. She would not let me walk any further than the front of that row of seats. You aren't allowed to go up there. You're not going up there. I said, well, I want to see him. Farewell, Dad, kind of thing. You're not going up there. You ain't going up. And she had a couple of fits over it. My sister tried to sneak me up there, and I tried to sneak up there. Mom, I gotta go to the bathroom, okay, you come straight back here. Yeah. And I go out, go way around that big hall and sneak up around the opposite side, the wrong direction, trying to get up there to do a viewing. She'd catch me, and man, she'd fly out of that chair, chase me down, grab me. You're going back, sit there. You're not allowed to see him. You're not going to see him before he's put in the ground. It ain't happening. Well, my Aunt Ines showed up. Holy shit. If shit was ever going to hit the fan, it was then. She goes through and says hi to everybody, greeting everybody in the family. And I was kind of shocked because she skipped me. She greeted my mother, then went to my 2 sisters, my brother, and down the row, the whole, anybody related, she greeted them all. She kept me for last. She finally comes to me. And she said, she gave her condolences and everything. And she said, you don't need to tell me how things are going, how you're doing. She said, I could see it in your eyes. She turned to my mother and looked at her. My mother's scowling, Ines took me by the hand, stood me up, and she looked at my mother and she said, don't say a word. We're going up to see his father. Holy shit. I'm like, let go of me. I got to run. Because that woman's going to go nuts. She's going to go, but my mom's going to bust at the seams. No way. I've been sitting here for 6 fucking hours. She ain't going to let me go up there. And Ines is staring at my mom, and she goes, I'm glad you have nothing to say about it. Shit, you don't talk to my mom that way. No. And Ines took me up for a viewing, and it went so well. I didn't give shit what my mother thought or what the rest of the family thought. All she gave a shit about was what I thought. But she didn't have to ask the question. She said she could see it in my eyes. And she said after that whole event, she said, when I said I could see it in your eyes, she said, you look like you're ready to kill somebody. I said, well, yeah. And then we're walking up, end of the wake. Everybody's walking out. Ines walks up to me. And I'm right by my mother's, walking almost like our hips were glued together. And she stops me, and my mother turns, scowling, and she reaches in. I'm wearing a suit. She reaches in my suit pocket. I thought, what are you doing? And she goes, from this day forward, you need to look out for yourself. Okay. You're Aunt Ines, and look at you. You're a rich lady, I'll take your advice, sure. We're riding on the way home. They had a limo take us home. I reached in my suit pocket. What the hell? I pulled out 2 $100 bills. in 1969. Do you know what that was worth?
Yeah, that was quite a bit.
Jesus. I could have bought a sweet used car for that money. That money my mother never knew about. Her whole life, she never ever heard about it. I never said anything, and I know Ines wouldn't have said anything. And so that was kind of like me and Ines's little dirty secret. You know?
That's
And-
cool though.
And those two bills were hidden in my dresser drawer in a book for almost, it was about 4 years after that before I spent that money, actually used that money. I just kept it. It's almost like, no, that's not cash. She gave me an heirloom, you know. No, she just gave me some cash, but it's nuts. These days, find out so later. Yeah, Marine Mom saying that. It's weird these days to find out so late of a past loved one with all the social media. Back in the day, we would know in time of passing to be available for the funeral. And that's it. Is I think back in the 60s, think back to the 60s, you know, I lost a couple of grandparents in that period of time and other family members. Holy Christ, we had this shirt-tail ass relative. He was kind of like we had a few drunks in the family, but he was the king of the drunks of the family. And us kids loved him. He was great. He had drunk all the time, you know. He dressed good though. But if you saw him not at like a church event or a funeral or something, he's just wearing his daily clothes, then you noticed he wasn't hiding nothing. He reached in his jacket, pull out the old pint, just drinking away right in front of us kids. And he'd always tell us, if he was a little older, I'd share with you, you know. But when he died, we never ever saw him unless it was a big event, family thing. When he died, we found out the morning after he died. It was in the afternoon the day before. So less than 24 hours, we got a phone call that he had passed away. And it was some other shirt-tail relative that made the phone call. So even back in that day, always when somebody passed away, everybody knew right away.
Yep.
And that phone was just ringing off the freaking shelf. And now with all the social media, like you're saying, Marine Mom, it's nuts. It's nuts. You got texting, you got Facebook, you got all these social medias where you can actually contact the person. And then you don't find something out, it's like, oh, wait a minute. The whole damn family can't be computer illiterate, you know? Yeah, it's real. I think a lot of it has to do with societal changes. People have gotten to the point where it's not that important to them that somebody died. You know, oh, it's just another day. Why should have I? Somebody else could have done it, told you about it. Why is it my fault? Well, anybody that didn't give a shit to even call one person is guilty of the same thing. You know, and I think it's just the change in society where so many people don't really care about the other people that are out there, you know. They only care about the bad news they got. well, I'm not going to share it with anybody, but it's so sad. Well, no, you should share it with everybody so that everybody knows what
Yeah,
what happened to that person, what you're going through.
I agree.
That's nuts. It's nuts. I
Yeah.
and the thing is just think of how much. Okay, you guys are sitting totally confused over why. Why didn't we know? And your feelings have been chiseled up, into pieces.
Yeah.
You don't know emotionally how to deal with this shit. So them not letting you know caused more damage than the passing of the person in the first place. I hate
So,
that. I hate
yeah. Colin and
hate
I were the
it.
last ones to see her alive. We lived there for a year with her and Grandma just before Grandma passed in Anchorage, and it was really sad. Like just finding out, in
Yeah,
that way, it just wasn't really ideal. You know what I mean?
yeah, totally, totally. Hi, Gemma. Hi,
Hey, Mama.
sweetie. Just got back from spending a weekend with my dad, but I'm here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, nothing wrong
Very
with
nice.
that. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at
Hope you had
all.
a good time at your dad's. That's great. Uh,
Awesome.
yeah, yeah, guys. Just to let you know, I'm going to wrap it up here in about 15 minutes. I haven't been getting sleep this week, so I can tell right now I'm
You
feeling
need.
burned out. I
Um,
haven't eaten yesterday either. So,
put your sticker on my new uke right there.
oh
Here's your
my
sticker.
god! Oh
They got
god,
me a
girl!
replica of my old one. It's brand new. But yeah, this is a replica of the one that I gave away. So I put your sticker on it. I'm putting my stickers on it now.
Oh,
I'm very
oh
happy to
my
get it back
god! Oh,
or to get one. Yeah.
oh, I was gonna tell you, girl, that's gonna happen in within a month. You'll
Yeah.
be getting a couple of instruments in a single box.
Oh, shit.
Um, the third one you're gonna get in its own box. But I've got all of the sheet music, instructional manuals, everything for every instrument,
I'm
uh,
excited to see that.
the picks, the slides, everything. But they're buried. So you're going to get the instruments, and then you're going to get the
Have to
tools
dig.
for the instruments after the fact. I've
That's
got
fine.
I got packs of spare string sets, and the hobo has one broken string on it. You can still play it as a 3 string, but you definitely want the 4 string. Um, I think you could have fun on that hobo because of the freestyle play you can do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can randomly pick and run that slide chord to chord and just randomly pick, and it sounds like some real down home fucking yeah, jamming,
Fun.
jamming, and that's where I found that's the way I was playing it. I would
Oh,
just sit
cool.
there, just randomly picking, and then try to get it set in my mind that randomness, get it down to I can do it sequentially. So I can play something out random and go, oh, that sounded worth. So try to duplicate it. Go, yeah, it's close. It's close. There it is again, and then memorize the chords and the picking, and yeah, sit there and you're jamming like you actually looks like you know what the hell you're doing, you know. And it's one of those very forgiving instruments. Yeah, so I am just so much looking forward to getting those finished packaging. I wanted to put the music related to each instrument with the instruments, but it's going to be, you're going to get the instruments, and then once I get done digging that shit out, you'll get a box that's got all the sheet music and all the bells and whistles for the instruments. So I've got one or two of the electronic tuners and all that shit. It's all going to you.
I'm still very overwhelmed by that. My hands are shaking talking about it.
Oh, in fact, I even have wall hangers for those instruments that are going in with them. So if you want to hang them on the wall, you'll have the wall hangers you can put up. So
awesome. See, that'll be helpful because I still want to hang up that cord stick.
Yeah. See, they're a little weird. Cord sticks and hobros, they're the same instrument. It's just that the bridge is taller, so the strings aren't ever touching the frets, because you're playing with a slide. That's your fret. It's the slide. Well, I looked. Best thing you can do is you go with the double hanger that's for a guitar that's got a larger head on the guitar, and you use that, and you got to hang it upside down. So the body of the instrument's at the top, and it hangs down with the neck down, which you'll have two of those. If you hung them apart from each other with the necks down, just they don't have to be terribly far apart. You can then hang a couple of smaller instruments neck up right between the two of them, and it'd be a nice compact area with 4 instruments in it. But it's when it gets to you, it's all yours. You do whatever the heck you want with it. You do whatever you want with it. I did get the burning set out, and I'm going to practice with that over the next week or two before I personalize 2 of the instruments. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's good to see Gemma in the chat.
Yeah. Needed the break. Been overwhelming.
Oh.
That's
it's going around, huh? It seems to be going around.
Yeah. Doesn't it seem like we all of a sudden shit.
Everybody's got
None of us seem to have room for all the baggage we're ending up carrying.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone's going through something at least. And I just, heart goes out to each and every person struggling right now.
Yeah.
Period. No matter who you are. I feel you.
They said that this winter in Wisconsin is number 3 as far as the longest winter that we've had. And I told them I'm surprised not number 1. Shit, it was just a month ago that we finally had the snow disappear. We still had 2 feet of snow out there a month ago. It wasn't until, the end of April before all of our snow was gone. We got a tree out here that usually it leaves up really nice, and then it's got these beautiful white blossoms that come out and just covered with them. The freaking leaves are only about that long, and these big, huge blossoms. The tree's all blossoms. There are no fucking leaves. Now that's screwed up. It's ass backwards. It's blossoming before it even got its leaves. The reason it's blossoming is it's that time of year it needs to pollinate. So it blossomed even though it didn't have the leaves. And the leaves are there. They're just not maturing out like they should. And so I noticed some of the plant life, some weird crap going on because our winter went so late. It's been so cold, so long. The 2 days ago we had a really nice day. It got up to 74 degrees. That's when I was out there messing around with the vehicles and stuff. But that was shocking. That was shocking. That, oh my gosh, heat wave. Taking a look at what we're at today, not so good. It's only 47 degrees out there today. But the rest of the week, wow.
It was in the 70s the other day. It was beautiful. So my friend and I, we went on a motorcycle trip up the mountain. It was so beautiful.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. We had a good time.
Yeah, they're saying it's supposed to hit 82 here on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, 49 for a high. I mean, for crying out loud, lose 35 degrees just overnight. And they keep giving us these forecasts where it looks really good next week, towards the end of next week. Well, by the end of next week, it doesn't look so good anymore. They've changed it, but they always 4, 5, 6 days out are saying, oh, it's going to be really nice. Good temps, nice weather. Give it a couple of days. That's not going to be the same forecast. Holy shit. I should look at my phone more often. Oh. It's telling me to do shit I already did. So there you go. There, cleared everything. I don't have to look at that phone for a while. But metal music, 82 degrees is shore fishing weather. Yeah.
That's hot up here.
That's something I got to do too. I got to see if I can squeeze it in my budget yet this month. Should have been done back in March. I got to get my fishing license. Somebody said to me, I suppose you got a bunch of fishing gear to sell. I said, actually, no, because I don't have a lot of fishing gear. I've got some really nice fishing gear, but not a lot of fishing gear. I said, and if I want to go fishing this year, I can't get rid of that shit. I want to use it, So, no, it's not for sale. I don't know if running water will ever use it or not, but Joey.
Hey, Joe. What's up?
Yeah, guess what?
Every time.
Well,
He's
just
funny.
leave us guessing. Joey.
Yeah.
Joey. The great folks out there in the chat.
Yeah.
Great folks.
Good day today. I'm glad I was able to come up. I have to get going because I got to head into town and mail some stuff out. I got
to wrap it up too. We're going on the 3-hour mark, and I said no way over 2 today. So nobody
I got to hang out with you.
Me too. I was so surprised when I saw you in the basement. It's like, oh my God, yes. I've been up here alone through most of the stream. Oh, I need her up here. My anchor, my anchor.
I was late.
Oh no. Yeah, like they say, late is a lot better than never. That's right. Mm-hmm. Damn right. Hey, with that, guys out there in the chat, we love you to death.
Much love, people.
Love seeing you every week. I'll be back next week, same day, Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time. And you guys, I want you all to take really good care of yourselves. And as usual, I'm going to grab the girl in the fur coat and do a little jig, and we'll be out of here. And until next week, bye for now. Grow a beard if you can. Like to hear about it. Do something Sty can't. Yeah, there you go. Love you guys. Bye bye.
Love you. Bye.